Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Hello. All right. So we hit the parlay, the soccer parlay. Baseball's still kind of iffy. But a bunch of people, and once again, my content is free. I don't charge anything. This is all free. I want everyone to win money. If I can find it. I probably should have I have everything else ready, but I don't have this ready. So soccer slips, here we go. So, and not only did Ramos score, but he came in late in the game and scored the 91st minute. So Kane, Salah, Ramos. Even some of them also hit with, I don't know how to say the guy's name. There's Thurman. And he had Luis Diaz. Rip. But the KK guy, I don't want to say the other one, but what team was that? Where are you? Here's another four-legger with Thuram. So, and these are all guys I suggested. That was pretty chalky, but here's another one that hit. Here. This guy on PSG. I can't say his name. But I also liked him because Ramos didn't start, and he's really good, along with Barcola, I think his name is. So he says all in the first half, and he cashed $500. Pretty sick. So that was good. We hit the soccer parlay that I made. I posted it, I think, in my daily. Yep, right here. There it is. All for free for everybody to win free money. It was plus 670 on FanDuel or 669. Nice. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention is, because I did mention this, I believe I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in my video yesterday, to make sure everyone's starting. Now, this is specifically for your app like FanDuel. I think some others you would have lost as well if you came in. Obviously, Bet365 has that promo where if they sub in and still score, you still win. But as you can see here, he didn't start. Neves started, and then Ramos came in the 58th minute. So he had a pretty good amount. He had over 30 minutes to score. Now, like I said, he scored in the 91st minute. But this game was at noon my time, and the lineups come out right around 11 my time, which would be 1 o'clock. Or, I'm sorry, 2 o'clock Eastern time. So if you're East Coast or whatever country you're in, I'm sure the soccer fanatics in Europe that are watching this video already know about this. But make sure they're starting. Don't have the heartache tomorrow of, oh God, I hope he doesn't come in and doesn't score, or if the league voids, then it voids. But make sure they're starting. That's what I'm getting at. We got lucky today that he scored, but I was reassuring people in Discord that I had confidence he would score because he is a very good player. So I'm not surprised he scored, but if he didn't, a lot of people would have lost the parlay. So be patient when you're betting. You don't have to do it tonight. You don't have to do it at 2 a.m. You can do it, at 2 p.m. if you're East Coast, or 1 p.m. if you're middle. Midwestern, or my time, which is 11, or is California 10? Would California be 10? I don't even know. Anyway, I just want to make everyone aware of this. I did start building a parlay for what's tomorrow, Thursday. This game I'm going to avoid. I don't know much about these two teams also, but I also target games that have bigger favorites. And this is basically, they're both the same odds almost. So they're basically predicting a draw in this game from what it looks like. And I don't know. I honestly don't know any of these players. So I'm not going to pick from a game where I don't know any of the players. Now, I do know who Peter Schick is. This guy is a freaking soccer player. He's really a football player, if you want to go that route. Very good at the sport. However, this is also a close game, and he's on the road. I am okay with him, especially at plus 140. Those are pretty good odds for him. However, I generally don't target these games. I'll target like Man City because they're favored, minus 150. And obviously, we're going to take Holland anyway, but, because he's Holland. Once again, make sure he starts. And if you want to pivot and you want to take someone with better odds, you could always take Fodden. You could take him. He used to be on a different team. I want to say it was Atlanta. I don't remember though for sure. And this guy's really good too. Plus 160. Fodden, I mean, plus 230. That's tempting. I'm not going to lie. But Holland's the obvious guy in this game. So we'll stick with that again. And then another close. This one's interesting. Maybe someone tell me in the comments if they know more. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you are more knowledgeable about soccer than I am. But I understand Barcelona's on the road. The reason I have this up was because I just feel like Newcastle without Isaac, they don't have Isaac anymore. Like, I can't imagine they're as good. Maybe they're a good defensive team. Maybe someone tell me what I'm missing here. They're struggling. They have 5 points. Obviously Liverpool is really good. But how many goal differential? 0. So it's just like the games are super low scoring, aside when they play a good team like Liverpool. And Liverpool's on the road here. And then 0-0. And then they lost 2-0 to Atletico. And it's just like, I feel good about, Ramirez home run. Shocker there. I feel good about, Robert scoring in this game. And his odds are dropping too. And then another pivot in this game would be Torres. I believe Yamal is hurt. Torres or Rafinha. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names. Nick W is really good. He's on Newcastle, I believe. I hope I'm saying this right. I'm going to sound stupid. But we'll just take Robert once again. A good two-legger also would just be Robert and Holland. I mean, really, the three-legger would be Suarez, Holland, and Robert Lewandowski. I don't want to say his name wrong. Because, and this is what I'm saying, when a team is heavily, heavily favored, they're minus 1,100. Like, they think all these guys are going to score in this game. If you want to pivot off Suarez, because he's minus 220, it's kind of crap odds, you could take, like, Trincao, or really, I mean, look at this. They think all 4 of these guys are going to score, basically. But pay attention to the starting lineups. Like, if Suarez doesn't start, then definitely don't take him, obviously. You want to wait on the starting lineup. And the nice thing about these, I believe all these games start at noon. Oh, no. So the one I actually want to remove, ironically, Schick, unless you want to risk it, because Schick's game starts at 9:45 my time, so the lineups won't come out till they come out at 8:45, which is 2 hours and 15 minutes before these lineups come out. So that's kind of one crappy part about betting soccer is the lineups come out at different times. But this would be my main parlay anyway. It's plus 450 on FanDuel. And then, like I said, what's this game? I know Frankfurt used to have, I want to say his name was like Hugo or something, but they don't have him anymore. So this game I don't know anything about, so I'm not going to pick from it. Another thing you could do, if you really wanted to, is take 2 from this game to score. Just make sure they're all starting, if you want to go with that on a 4-legger to juice it up. Or obviously that. So that is something else you could do. I would definitely stick with the 3-legger and just go from there. This is plus. Oh, why is Schick still on there? He's not supposed to be on there. Suarez. So it's plus 449. And that's the soccer parlay that I like the most on Thursday. And they are projecting over 4 goals in this game. If you really want to get sneaky, if he's starting Suarez, I am not going to argue with you if you want to take him for 2 and a hat trick. I'd be perfectly fine with that. Or even any of the other 3 guys that they like. I wouldn't take them all for a hat trick. That's not good betting. But when it's a heavy favorite, I like taking somebody for a hat trick in that game. Okay. Now we move back to baseball for Thursday. Close that. Go there. Go there. All right, so obviously it's Thursday, so it's a smaller slate. That's still 10 games. That's still a lot of games for a Thursday. A full slate's 15 games, just so you get an idea. This is five left. Like this will have 15 games, more than likely at least. Um, so Cleveland and Detroit, that was a boring game in their last game. Why is this such a low over under? Was Scooball pitching or is he? Oh, he is pitching. See, I even knew it. I didn't have to look. I mean, I fully expect Scooball to have a bounce back game here from his last game. I believe he pitched really bad against the Marlins of all teams. But Cleveland is hot actually, so you could go with that. And they do specifically put Fry in here, the fourth hole against lefties. So if you're really looking for some juiced odds or something against Scooball, you could take Fry or Noel, something like that. I mean, obviously JRM's fine too. I would not recommend Manzardo though. He doesn't hit lefties well. We know how I am about lefty. Not fun for the most part, unless it's like Otani or maybe Schwarber. And then Bibby would well, they should definitely rebound from that crappy game. I think they got shut out. So if Meadows leads off again, I still like Meadows. He was hitting in the 9 hole, but they've been having him lead off against righties. And then obviously Carpenter, Green, Torque. Any of those guys are fine. I will say Carpenter first, Meadows, Green, then Torque. Green's kind of cooled off a bit, but he can hit any day. And actually, now that I think about it, it's an afternoon game, so we'll say Torque number one. He loves afternoon games. I think the Tigers in general like afternoon games. Now that I think about it, so that should be a good pick there. And the wind's blowing out too, which is nice. Game 2 is the Padres and Mets. We got Vasquez versus Tong. Tong really struggled his last start. Vasquez is pretty good. I know I said that about King and he had a terrible start, but Vasquez is pretty good. However, the Mets are pretty hot. So Soto, Alonso, they're hot right now. So I definitely like them. Beatty as a long shot. They're all fine. And then obviously the Padres are playing better too. Machado hit a grand slam on Wednesday. And then Laureano finally hit. So I like him back to back as well. And then in Merrill's rookie year, he was actually pretty good at hitting off lefties. And I saw someone on my Discord took him against whoever started today. And I said, no, he's been playing better, but don't take him against lefties right now. Just take him against righties. So Thursday, yeah, I like him a lot. But since he struggled this year, I wouldn't take him lefty. Probably not a good idea. And then other than that, yeah, Tatis is fine too. So that should actually be a pretty decent game right there. And then we got the Jays and Rays again. What is this, like a 4-game series? I feel like they played a ton this week. It's been a pretty lame series. Kirk had a home run robbed from him on Wednesday. Shoot, I don't know. I mean, Baz has really struggled, so obviously Springer. I would actually say Luke, since he hit one on Tuesday. Sure, why not? Barger's fine. He got the day off, I believe, on Wednesday. I would be surprised if Kirk plays 3 days in a row. I'm going to assume he gets the day off. Varsho did get the day off, so maybe it's finally the day that he'll hit. So pretty generic there for Toronto. They're just kind of cold right now. So I'm just kind of iffy on them. But they're always good here in Tampa, so feel free. And then the Rays, I heard Caminero got hurt. Is that true? He was removed for mid-back tightness. Well, we don't know if he's going to play on Thursday, so keep an eye on that. And against Bassett, obviously Lau's fine. Either one. That's pretty much it. I don't really like this game too much. A's and Red Sox. Ginn versus Bello. The Red Sox did end up coming back, right? That was kind of another boring game. Yeah, they did. Oh, and extra innings too. That's a nice comeback. And then Ginn isn't great. Bello's good. I'd fully expect the Red Sox to win this game. Kurtz is fine. He's becoming matchup proof for the most part. Maybe not so much lefty lefty, but he can hit off lefties, and Bello's a righty anyway. So I'm okay with Kurtz. I just don't really like this park that much. I would say Shea and Rooker. You know what? It is an afternoon game, so once again, Rooker's fine. Rooker loves his afternoon games. So I would just say the top three guys here: Kurt, Shea, and Rooker. And as far as Red Sox go, did I look at the weather? I don't even remember. Yeah, it's fine. They just really aren't hitting home runs right now. I know Ruff Snyder finally hit on Wednesday, righty, and he's usually only in against lefties. So I'm cool with Ruff Snyder to go back to back, and I think that's pretty much it. I mean, obviously Story or Bergman are fine. They're just cold right now. And Duran's going to hit eventually, too. That's faux show. Right, what was next? Seattle and KC. Castillo versus Kolek. We got 49% chance of rain. Wind blowing out 8 miles per hour. So good weather there. Just be careful of the rain, but I'm sure it seems like there's a lot of threats of rain, but all these games end up getting in anyway. So obviously Cal. Somebody on Reddit posted that Suarez was over his last 32, so I mentioned it on Discord, and then someone said they were going to put $100 on him, and I was like, I don't know. And then he hit his first at bat, and then he said he didn't make the bet, so I felt kind of bad. Sorry, Soul. I apologize. I thought you were going to bet him, though, to be honest. So Suarez is fine. I would probably just go Suarez and Cal in this. But we all know Julio. Actually, Naylor's fine here, too. Naylor had insane odds today, but it was lefty-lefty. So Naylor would be fine here, too. Yeah, with the wind blowing out, too, it's nice. And then as far as KC, I'd say I'd mainly stick with Perez since he's so hot right now. And then I like this Jensen kid, Carter Jensen. He's a good long shot. Caglione, I would say him. He's just so bad. His average, he just doesn't get hits. His average is so bad. And then Vinny, Perez, and Jensen, I like. All right, and then Marlins go to or stay in Colorado. They're still in Colorado. They're playing right now. How's that going? Still 7-3. Sandy and Gordon. So obviously, like Ramirez, he'd be my favorite. Marlin. If you want a long shot, you could try like Hernandez or Johnston, Wagaman. Norby used to be really good. I don't know what happened to him. Not like really good, but like he'd be sneaky for home runs. I don't know what happened to Norby. And then obviously Moniak, he's pretty hot. He didn't start Wednesday because it was lefty-lefty, but Mickey's hot, and then Goodman is good too. But those are pretty much the only Rockies that I'd recommend these days. All right, Fried versus Pavich. So we got a lefty. Oh, they go to Baltimore. Interesting. All right, so they travel to Baltimore from Minnesota. Okay, that shouldn't be that far, right? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. This is a decent trip, but it is a really good park. The disadvantage here for the Yankees is it's lefty-lefty. I think it's still okay to take someone like Bellinger, but obviously Judge is almost like a must play with Stanton. Even Rosario is a pretty good play here. Goldschmidt is kind of iffy these days, but I think in Baltimore he's okay. And then Volpe, if he's got long shot odds, I would like Volpe. Yeah, there's nothing. Oh, they actually do have that game up. Nice. Volpe, where are you? There you are, plus 560. And look at Judge, 146, because this park is so good for home runs. So don't be afraid to take him. Obviously, put him in some parlays if you want. But his odds are that low for a reason, because it's a really good park for home runs. So don't be afraid to take him. And then Baltimore, kind of iffy against Max. Max is really good. So I'd probably just stick with Mayo since he's the hottest batter. But if I were betting the game, I would just I wouldn't take any Orioles. All right, Cubs go to Cincinnati. Another great hitters park. Unfortunately, they're facing green, but fortunately, the Cubs' offense is heating up. So I do still like them. I mean, it will be tough against Green. Green's a great pitcher. Ray is okay. So we still like Bush. I mean, he just hit one off Skeens the other day. So of course, if he can hit one off Skeens, I imagine he can hit one off Green as well. Hap's hot. Ballesteros hit one on Wednesday again. He's got a couple now. So any of those guys are fine. Pete Crow, he's getting there. I probably wouldn't take him in against Green because Green's really good, but he's getting there. So the top four minus Nico. Nico will be interesting here. He could hit one here. I probably wouldn't take him against Green, but maybe later in the series, he could be a good like long shot. And then Reds. Oh, I'm yawning again. At least I'm not coughing in this one. Reds. Probably just stick with Sal Stewart and Stevenson. Oh, it's Steer. Where's Steer? He's not on here. Steer hit one on Wednesday, so I like him again. But for the guys listed, I like Stewart and Stevenson. But once again, just be on the lookout for my write-up on Discord that I do every day before the games start. I don't always do them for the early games because I'm just like not ready. Sometimes I lose track, but I'll try to do one for the early games. There's all three of these start at the same time, and then this one starts right after anyway. So I'll definitely get a write up in for these 4 games or even 5 games as early as I can. No, my cat's being weird. So Stewart, Stevenson, and then if Steer plays, I like him too. I would imagine he would play unless he got hurt. I don't know. I don't know why he's not listed. All right, Angels in Milwaukee still. Kikuchi versus Priester. Ward had a couple on Wednesday, so that was good to see. So I think Ward and Adele are fine. If you want to try the long shot like Borg Guzman, that's fine too. Priester will give up some solo home runs. He's a good pitcher, but he's not perfect. You know, obviously they make mistakes. And then as far as Milwaukee goes, Kikuchi's a lefty. He does struggle. So Churio, Contreras. Ooh, if Hoskins actually starts, I like Hoskins. I don't know if I've seen him start since he's came back from injury. And then Durbin for a long shot is fine too. And then the last game, short and sweet, we got the Giants and Dodgers. So the Giants go to LA. And Webb versus Yamamoto. Interesting. I think Devers is fine. I might just say wait on Eldritch until he actually hits one, but if you want to try him, just Yamamoto's really good too. So keep that in mind. But Adames and Devers here, Chapman's okay too. And then as far as Dodgers go, obviously Ohtani. Webb is good, but he has struggled since like the second half of the season. So Ohtani, Freeman hit on Wednesday. Muncie's fine. I probably wouldn't go super heavy. Oh, looks like Rushing's back. Yep. So Dalton Rushing's back. So that means that Ben Rover guy will probably not play as much, or maybe they even waived him. If you want to test him coming back, that's fine. But I would stick with like Ohtani, Freeman, Muncie. Okay. And another thing is like, I feel like a lot of people just pick from batter versus pitcher. They go, oh, I'm going to put this guy in a parlay and this guy in a parlay just because they have one home run off the pitcher. Just don't do that. That's all. I see a lot of things. I do want to make some videos in the future about maybe, do you guys want to learn how to hedge a bet? And you can't hedge home runs. I'm talking about money lines. You know, I can teach you how to hedge. I can explain why it's bad to cash out. I want to come up with some different topics to talk about. So if there's anything that like you want to learn about, just throw something in the comments. Throw your favorite player on Thursday to hit a home run. Please like the video. I'm surprised I don't get more likes. I give free content, so it's another thing. The only other thing I'll say, and I know I just said I have free content, you can subscribe to my Discord. It's just to support me. And then I also, where is it? I'm blind. This is why I wear glasses. So there's 3 ways to support me: PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and then I also made a Patreon because I think certain countries can't use like you can't subscribe on Discord and you can't use these apps. So maybe Patreon works. I don't know. So if you want to support me, there's that too. Just go to Tip Steve, and everything's in there. And like I said, this is completely optional. I'm trying to just collect money to. I want to get a webcam. I want you guys to see me. Maybe get a new microphone, things like that. So, but completely up to you guys. I'm not pressuring anyone into doing anything. And I believe that's it. The dinger ringer was flying today. Yep, Augustin, Freddie, Cody. Oh, wait, Bellinger hit one? I didn't even know that. Oh, cool. Oh, I did call out. I did say in the chat, too, I kind of like Adam Frazier today, and he hit. So that was cool to see. That was a nice long shot that hit. A bunch of people were atting me saying, he hit. Oh, my God, I won money. I'm trying to see why I have another one. I can't find it. All right, how long was that? 26 minutes? No, that's too short. Wait, what did the Dodgers just do? Did Ohtani just hit? I thought it said 4. He did hit. Come on. Does it say 3 or 4? Oh, there it is. Yeah, he did hit. All right. Well, there you go. There's the Ohtani home run. During the video, as usual. See, like I said, he can hit off lefties, and he just hit off a lefty. He hit off Luzardo. He's a lefty, 408 feet. That's pretty funny. I speak these things into existence. All right. Well, if you guys have any other questions or anything too, just join Discord. I'll put the invite in the description, and that's it. So I hope y'all have a fantastic evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time it is in your part of the world. I love you guys. Peace.